right, let's hit the field.
It is Sunday, August 10th, and the Yankees were trying to take 2 out of 3 against the rival Houston Astros. Max Fried was on the mound looking for win number 13 on the season. My recap and your reactions coming up next. This is Pinstripe Territory.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
Oh, somebody kill me, please! I want to die!
I'm getting tired of having to play that intro. TK, another tough day for the Yankees. Let's start off real quick. They placed Ahmad Rosario on the injured list. So now, of their trade deadline acquisitions, Bird is in the minor leagues, Slater's on the injured list, and now Rosario's on the injured list. So not exactly roster bolstering here. TK, this just feels like one of those seasons where anything and everything is going wrong. It started when we lost Garrett Cole, and it's just been body blow after body blow since March. So vibe check. Are we even feeling like this is a playoff team right now? How you feeling about it?
No, I don't think we're making the playoffs. It feels a lot like 2023 to me. Just they can't get it together. Just they can't go on a run, and I don't know how you can expect this team to go on a run the rest of the way. There's been a large enough sample size now where they've been playing poorly, and I just have no confidence in them to go on a run.
I agree with you 100%. I mean, to me, they look like they're just kind of going through the motions at this point. I mean, we're seeing a lot of just lethargic baseball. Just don't see the energy on the team. I mean, even guys who typically have the swag, like Jazz Chisholm or whatever, just not feeling it this year. I mean, I think the reality is just starting to set in for these guys, you know, as they play these teams that are better than them and beating them like a drum. Hey, probably not our year. Let's talk about the game real quick. As you can see, the game notes, things went poorly. So Altuve hit a home run in the first inning. This guy's the human version of a mosquito. Just annoying, drains the life out of me. I'm going to be so happy when he retires, DK. We had a nice running catch by Chisholm. Walker made it 2-0 with a double off the left field wall. I think in a year or so, Dominguez probably catches that ball. Only had a 15% catch probability today, but he has the speed to get there. He almost got there. Max Fried, not good today. And we'll talk about him more in a minute. We'll spotlight him. But he has kind of been struggling for a few months now, if you look at the numbers. He left after 5 innings. Yankees down 4-0. The Yankees did get a run. Devin Williams absolutely dominated the 6th inning. Let's hear it for Devin Williams. Completely dominated in the 6th inning with no pressure. Coincidence? I think not. The Yankees didn't even get their first hit until the 6th inning, Ben Rice, and they ended up losing 7-1. Disgraceful. 3 hits on the day. You had a hit from Rice, you had a hit from Jazz, and you had a pinch hit single from Giancarlo Stanton. Tim Hill was awful again in the bullpen. I mean, he hasn't been horrible, but someone in the bullpen seems to be awful every day. And today was Tim Hill's turn. So just any final thoughts on this game in particular?
Microcosm for the season, just lifeless. Doesn't look like they care. I think Old Timers Day, if you caught some of those interviews, I think that was really telling with some of the old Yankees players coming in and talking about this Yankee team, and some of the comments being like, no one's afraid to play us anymore. Sort of lost that mystique, lost the shine on the interlocking NY, the Tiffany's NY, man. They lost the shine. And I think Jorge Posada said that, like, they're not like angry when they lose. That's kind of just like whatever. And that just shows me a team that I don't want to say they don't care, because I think every pro athlete cares about winning, but there's definitely this feeling of just sort of like, no, we lost. Okay, let's move on. We'll try to win tomorrow, Yeah.
Yeah, and Aaron Boone, once again, gets tossed. I would love to see him redirect a little bit of that energy inward at his own team to try and spark some guys. I remember when Joe Girardi would, not to go back to the Girardi thing, but whenever he would come out and yell at the umpire or whatever, it seemed like the team would get fired up. Doesn't seem to have that same effect with Aaron Boone for whatever reason. Max Fried, very quietly has been an average pitcher now for a couple of months. He's got a 6 ERA since July 1st. In his first 11 starts, it was 1.29. In his last 13 starts, it is 4.50. It is now creeping up towards 3.0 for the season. It's a 2.94. Just another tough game. I mean, he threw 94 pitches in 5 innings. He doesn't seem to be as efficient as he was earlier in the year when he was going, 6, 7 innings most times. He was getting quick outs. He's not getting those quick outs now. He'll get up 0-2 in the count, and then it'll be 3-2, and he'll get 3 foul balls. He just hasn't had that put-away pitch. What is your concern level for Max Fried? I'm more concerned about his arm blowing out now, the way he's having to grind every single day.
Yeah, I'm somewhat concerned. I think that first bad start in LA against the Dodgers, I was actually at that game. I think that kind of was like the first sort of crack in the armor. And then the blister that he had, I think that kind of accelerated things. Obviously, he was great the first half of the season, but now again, you have like a large sample size of him not being that good. And if I recall, didn't Carlos Rodon kind of have that last season where he was pretty good the first half of the season, then he just sort of fell apart the second half of the season? So sometimes that's like he's not in shape, where the length of the season is starting to kind of get to him a little bit, where he's kind of laboring. Every start, I feel like he's laboring. Like you said, he doesn't have that put away pitch, or he's not getting through the 5th inning, or are his legs tired? So I am concerned, but I don't know, man. This season's like a wash, so I don't even care.
All right. Well, on that note, let's talk about the season here. We had an interesting question yesterday, TK. With as good as Trent Grisham has been this year, the fact that he's only 28 years old, do you think the Yankees are going to bring him back? Would you bring him back? Considering we got Spencer Jones, another home run today. He's working his way up the ladder. He's probably ready for the major leagues at this point or close to it. You got Cody Bellinger having a great year. He might opt out. He probably will opt out. And the Yankees will want to consider bringing him back either for the outfield or for first base. But I think that they're going to want to bring him back. But what are your thoughts? Do you think they're going to try and bring Grisham back? By the way, Grisham 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts today, but a huge home run yesterday, 813 OPS, career best 21 home runs. Having a good year.
Yeah, he's having a great year. I'm not buying it. Sorry. I think that he's a career 218 hitter. He's never been this kind of player. If this is a career year for him, he's hitting 245. 21 home runs, but he plays really good defense. But he's always been like a glove first 4th outfielder. Like, I just think that this is a career peak year. And you guys can say that I'm an idiot for thinking that, but that's just my opinion. I really hope the Yankees don't re-sign him, and they don't buy into the mirage. And if they were going to re-sign him, they would have probably traded Spencer Jones.
Yeah, maybe. So I'm going to put you on the spot. What's your outfield for next year? Do you think that they use Spencer Jones in center field? Does Dominguez play left? Do you bring back Bellinger for center field? Does Bellinger slide to first base? Do you trade Spencer Jones in the offseason? How would you approach this if you were Cashman?
Well, I first of all, I think Spencer Jones getting called up in September. Probably get the September call just to see what he looks like at the major league level, right? I'd love to have Bellinger back. And, I don't know what Judge's arm is going to look like, if he's going to be able to, if this is like the first kind of thing to come. I don't know about that. So it's funny, right? But I'd probably go Martian in left. I'd probably go Jones in center, and probably Judge in right, and Bellinger at first. And then those kind of all rotate, where Bellinger can play outfield or DH and Judge can DH. And I'm sort of kind of rotating it. But I think that it's probably a Martian in left, Jones in center, and like Bellinger in right with Judge. And those are all kind of rotating through the DH, the first base position, and the outfield spot.
I think Judge needs to get some reps at first base next year. I think that's got to be his ultimate position. One, he's an enormous target for any infielder, right? And we've seen this year that some of our guys need a little bit bigger target over there. McMahon, I think, has solidified third base. I think he's coming back. He's under contract. He's, a good defender, a little bit of pop at Yankee Stadium. Hopefully he'll start hitting some home runs soon. I do think they'll stick with Volpe again at shortstop next year, no matter what he does this year, because they got Lombard coming up. So I think if Volpe fails again next year, Lombard's in AAA, and then Lombard's the natural successor the following year. And 4 years, that's enough time, I mean, to see how the Volpe administration goes. And then, Chisholm probably be back at second base. I think first base is a question mark. I mean, you could go with Bellinger. You could try Judge there and play Bellinger in right. You could let Ben Rice take over at first base. I think Goldschmidt's almost certainly gone. I think Ben Rice could earn the starting catching job next year. Wells has not shown me a lot this year. I mean, he's hitting 208 with a 679 OPS. I mean, Rice at least 777 OPS, 231 average. It's not amazing numbers, but it's much better than what Wells has given you, and he consistently hits the ball hard. I trust Rice much more as a hitter. He threw out Altuve yesterday. He's got an arm back there. What are your thoughts on that situation?
Yeah, I definitely think that's on the table, and I'm for it. I wouldn't mind holding on to Wells as like a backup and just having Rice and Wells as the catching tandem. I could live with that. That's fine. Wells plays pretty good D, and he'll hit one out every once in a while, but I'm totally fine with Rice. To me, Rice is like a guy that you have to hold on to just because he hits the ball hard all the time. He has been like the most unlucky hitter in the league this year. And I always think about Bull Durham, that line where Crash Davis, he's like, you know what the difference between like a 250 hitter and a 300 hitter is? It's like an extra hit a week, like a little seeing eye ground ball. Like I really think it's in there. They just kind of have to keep giving him the run. And I think it'll come back to the means where I wouldn't be surprised if Ben Rice kind of breaks out next season and hits 270.
25 home runs. I mean, that's very good for a first baseman or a catcher. I mean, I'm in favor of right now. I think if I was actually working on my lineup for next year, just kind of during the game when it was a slow point, I was like, how would I set this up? And I actually have Rice as the starting catcher and Wells as the backup, right? And then I'm considering all my options at first base. Right now, I've got Bellinger penciled in at first base with Jones in center and Judge in right. But, I mean, you could spare Judge's legs some by beginning that transition next year. And I don't think that's out of the question. He's played a little bit of first base in spring training, like not during games, but on the side there. It's not a overwhelming. It's not an easy position by any means, but it's not an overwhelmingly physically taxing position either. I think it's a good time to start it, and then next year you can keep those guys basically healthy. And then, Wells loses some at-bats, which is obviously not ideal for one of your top draft picks, but he just has yet to prove it, right? Devin Williams, scoreless inning today, 3 strikeouts, under no pressure. We got a call about that, which I think sums it up pretty well.
You know what, Derek? All I have to say is, of course, Devin Williams struck out the side when it doesn't matter. Just of course. Of course.
Of course. When the chips are on the line, you can't count on that guy. He's definitely gone. It's going to be interesting to think about like this, and I know we're still a couple of months away from the offseason, but thinking about this free agent market, you got Michael King, you got Dylan Cease, you got Framber Valdez, you got a number of starting pitchers that I could see them try and shore up the rotation with. I don't see a ton of additions like offensively. If they're not going to go after Tucker, right, and then there's probably no reason to go after Tucker. You could probably get Bellinger, who is almost as productive for less money. You could try and sign Schwarber to play first base and hope he hits 30-some-odd home runs, but he can't. I mean, he's a DH at this point. I don't think he'd be any good at first base. I don't see the Yankees doing that. I think he goes back to Philly probably. I mean, there's just not a lot of offensive upgrades. Maybe Bo Bichette for shortstop, but then you block Lombard. It's just it's going to be tricky to fix this team, man. It's going to be tricky to fix them.
Yeah, it's really frustrating because I think the whole like philosophy is wrong. To me, this is much more of like an organizational issue, and I kind of was thinking about this. So they put in all the new rules with the pitch clock and you can only throw over 2 times. In 2023 was the first season that they did that, and they missed the playoffs, right? And now they're kind of on the precipice of missing the playoffs again. Last year they made the World Series, but like who did you play? Played the Guardians and the Royals? Give me a break. You didn't go through Houston. Like you didn't really play Baltimore. I remember when Houston got bounced and Baltimore got bounced and they had a good season, like everyone was like, if they don't make the World Series, it's an absolute failure. Better than Royals, you're better than Guardians. And you had Juan Soto on your team who's no longer a Yankee. So that was to me kind of like almost like the worst thing that could have happened to this organization in 20 years because it validated what this front office was doing. Like, see, we made it to the World Series, but it's like, really, is the process correct? Is the recipe correct? And I don't think it is, because if you apply the new way that the game is evolving, like, Derek, think about all the good young players like PCA. That guy is a lightning fast athlete, right? Okay. Shohei Ohtani, freak of nature, but he's an athlete. I know he doesn't play the field, but the guy runs the bases really well. And he's fundamental. Let's talk about like even like a Kyle Tucker. Like, all of these guys are fundamentally sound and they're athletes. And the Yankees just don't have a lot of that. They don't. And I don't know if this recipe really works for the way that the game is evolving and the direction that it's going in.
Cyberdyne08 says, why talk about next year? What about this bloody year? Still 40-plus games left. Can go on a run and get a playoff spot. I don't think so, man. I don't think so. Look, I don't think that this team has what it takes to make a run. I mean, it's been gut check time, and we're finding out that they don't have any guts. Blow it up. Blow it up. TK, we're going to get a quick word from DraftKings and then back to wrap things up. Tough Sunday afternoon. The dog days of summer mean it's time for the boys of summer to kick things into gear. And the best way to cash in on your baseball IQ is with DraftKings Sportsbook. Never bet on baseball before? It is simple. Pick a guy to go yard, hammer some live odds mid-game, or just ride with your squad and hope for the best. No spreadsheets, just vibes and dingers. Here's something special for the first timers. New DraftKings customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code FOUL. That's code FOUL for new customers and get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming sources, see dkng.co/audio. All right, TK. I don't think any of my weekend predictions hit. I was predicting more offense from this team. I'm a little concerned that Judge is not hitting since coming back. I mean, I wonder how much that arm is still bothering him. I really need him to go on a run. Now, I want to advise everybody against Fool's Gold coming up this week. The Yankees play the Twins Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and they always beat up on the Twins, almost always. The Twins will get them every once in a while, but I fully expect the Yankees to win these 3 games and everybody to get their hopes back up before getting thoroughly trounced by St. Louis and Tampa Bay after that. So, TK, I mean, what's your vibe right now? Are you feeling like all hope is lost? I don't feel great about it.
I really don't think that they're making the playoffs. I'm not going to lie to the viewers here and try to put lipstick on a pig here. I'm watching the games. I'm watching this team. They have shown me over the last the second third of that middle third of the season, they've just been terrible. Like, there's nothing about them that tells me that they're going to go on a run. I haven't seen it. So, and I will say also, just want to make this point, in free agency where we were talking about that. So Kyle Tucker's a name and stuff. Once Cody Bellinger opts out because he's a Boris guy, he's going to let Kyle Tucker set the market, right? And who do you think everyone's going to start bidding on when Cody Bellinger is the second option? So they better lock him up quick if they can manage that. But, that's not even a guarantee that he's coming back, man. And he's part of the solution, not the problem. But
I'd approach him with an extension, but you don't want to go 6 or 7 years for him either because he's had so many injuries. Yeah. Oh, man, it's just such a tricky situation that the Yankees are in right now. I'm glad I'm not the GM. I always thought that would be like a dream job. It's got to be a stressful, difficult job. I mean, I know we rag on Cashman a lot, but to do this job for so long, you understand why he's so bald because it has got to be stressful. Anyway, what are your thoughts on this Twinkie series? I mean, is it pretty much a must sweep at this point? I don't think you can afford 2 out of 3. I think you got to win all 3 to even give yourself hope.
Dude, it is a must. First of all, it's the Twins. All right, so it's the Twins, and they sold all of their pieces. I think they traded 10 guys on their 40-man roster. I mean, that's enormous. So yeah, you got to sweep them, and we'll see if they do. I don't even think taking 2 out of 3 is enough, but again, man, I think that's fool's gold if they sweep them. Even if they make the playoffs, right? Let's say they're the third wild card, they're going to get probably bounced in the wild card round. Like, really, is that going to do anything? And it's almost like if they miss the postseason, I think they probably do have to move on from Aaron Boone. And I don't even think necessarily is that fair, because he's just managing exactly the way the organization wants him to. I know everybody hates Aaron Boone and they're ragging on him, but trust me when I say this, this is an organizational problem. This is an organizational philosophy where the fish rots from the head, right? Like, I really do think that, whether that's Cashman, whether that's scouting, this is an organizational issue, and I really want people to understand that. It's not just an Aaron Boone problem.
Yeah. Well, TK, tough day for the Yanks. We're going to let you go. I'll be back tomorrow as the Yankees kick off a series with the Twinkies. We're going to do a little pregame voicemail show, so call in with your voicemails. Probably tomorrow afternoon I'll go live with that. And then post games on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Thursday we'll do some kind of another voicemail show on the off day. And then, basically a stay of execution here until Friday, I think. But tough series for the Yanks. We'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this content, please hit that like button and subscribe. Check out NYYDesigns.shop for some great merch. Support our sponsors. It helps keep the show going. And you can find us on all major audio platforms, so be sure to subscribe there too. But most importantly, come back again soon. We'll see you next time.